So gently closing your eyes and leaning back into the chair and relaxing your body, dropping your shoulders, allowing your hands to gently rest upwards on your thighs, allowing your legs to relax and gently flop out even more, allowing your feet to become very heavy, as if magnetized to the floor. Feeling those roots traveling down from the soles of your feet, deeper and thicker, going through the layers of the earth until it reaches the very center of the earth, this infinite pool of well-being, of love, of nurture, this very heart of the Great Mother, Mother Earth. Seeing that, imagining that as a blue pulsating crystal. Wrap your roots around that crystal. Let's go and touch that crystal. Rest your face against that crystal, the heart of the Great Mother. Let's go and sit inside this crystal and let the Great Mother, the Goddess, Mother Earth, remind us of how loved we are. And let's bring our focus from here inside of us, traveling within inside. Now traveling inside your physical heart, feeling and hearing the blood pumping, feeling and hearing the pounding of the chambers, the 4 chambers of your heart, as it works hard to pump the blood around your body to keep you alive. And inside this physical heart, you will now find a doorway, and you choose now to open that doorway and step into the most wonderful scenery. You are choosing to live from your heart, and here through this doorway you've chosen to step into the matrix of life, where all is well, all is joyful, and all is real. Here you feel happy and peaceful and really plugged into life. Here you're living fully, and here you truly feel a part of something, a part of the web of life, connected. So allowing the scenery to develop around you, and you might be in the mountains, or on the downs, or on a beach, in a forest. It's a magical place. And here amazing opportunities happen. And here you are guided back to go back to the very first time that you were here on this planet. You might go back to a hospital delivery room, or the place that you were born. And you're now going to witness your very own birth. And that beautiful baby that's about to be born is now about to take, as it's born now, it's about to take its very first breath. That magical very first breath, which is inspired by the divine and fills that baby with life. So I'd like you now to take physically that very first breath that fills you with life. And as you breathe out gently, and I'd like you to do this in your everyday life to remind you that the place that you came from before this lifetime was held by God, the divine, Great Spirit. And that very last breath you take, you will still then be held by God, by the divine, by Great Spirit. So whenever you feel like the old conditioning tells you something different, you remember this breath and physically do it with me now. That very first breath of life that's filled by the divine that gave you life. So now as we witness you being born and you have taken that very first breath of life, this is your divine child that's being wrapped in soft blankets and being laid in your arms. And you hold this baby. And you love this baby. This is the divine child. It's you. And this divine child is filled with joy, freedom, peace. This divine child is unchained. This divine child absolutely knows that it's loved merely because it's breathing, and Great Spirit gave it that breath, so of course it's lovable and of course it's worthy, merely because it's existing. Now I'd like you to imagine what that child is like as it grows up with that belief system. So allow your imagination, your intuition, your inner knowing to project the life of that baby, that toddler, that child, that young adult, that wise older person, how that divine child grows up and how its life will be. And how its life is absolutely living in the matrix of life, plugged in, connected, part of the web of life, knowing that it's totally loved and held by Source, by its divine Father and its divine Mother, Mother Earth. Notice and observe what choices it will make. And how inspired it is by love and peace and wisdom and joy and creativity. And allow this divine child in your arms to talk to you now, telepathically, giving you a message now. This divine child who knows is totally loved. And as you hold this divine child within your arms, and this divine child that lives in your heart, allow this divine child to grow to a young child. As you sit in this place of beauty and you watch this divine child play, this divine child that's connected to the cosmos, to the universe, to the animals, to the plants. Notice how this divine child communes and is connected with the whole of the web of life. To the stones, plants, the trees, animals, the insects, the birds, the fish. Even the creepy crawlies. To the sun, the moon, the stars and the planets. To the great mysteries. To people connected to life. This divine child will teach you to live fully. So as you send your love to this divine child, and as you gently bring yourself back into this present, I encourage you to gently come back now, and with very soft eyes, taking hold of a piece of paper and a pen, and just writing down any words that come to mind to help you remember the wisdom of your divine child.